The alien armada did not expect a human trap. When the first ships appeared at the edge of the solar system, most governments believed humanity had only hours left before the invasion began. The alien fleet was enormous. Thousands of ships moved together in perfect formation, their metallic surfaces reflecting the distant light of the sun. Astronomers watched the approach in stunned silence. No human fleet had ever reached even a fraction of that size. News spread across Earth faster than anyone could control. Cities fell into chaos. People gathered around screens and watched the live feed from orbital telescopes. The images were terrifying and beautiful at the same time. Massive alien warships glided through space like silent giants, each one larger than any spacecraft humans had ever built. But the aliens had made one mistake. They believed humans would panic. Inside a hidden command facility beneath a mountain, a small group of engineers and military strategists watched the same images with calm expressions. General Armin Keller stood at the center of the room, arms crossed, studying the movement of the alien fleet. "They are following the predicted path," he said quietly. A scientist beside him nodded. "Exactly as we hoped. For years, humanity had feared the possibility of an extraterrestrial invasion. Long before the alien fleet arrived, a secret global project had begun. Governments that rarely trusted each other had worked together in silence. They called the project Silent Net. The idea was simple but dangerous. If an alien fleet ever entered the solar system, humanity would not fight them with ships alone. Instead, they would turn space itself into a trap. Thousands of hidden devices had been placed across the outer solar system. Most of them looked like harmless research satellites, but each one carried experimental technology, capable of generating gravitational distortions. When activated together, they could reshape the paths of objects, moving through space. General Keller looked again at the projection of the alien fleet. "Are they scanning the satellites?" he asked. "Yes," the technician replied, "but they think they are old communication arrays and debris trackers." Perfect. The alien armada continued to advance. Their ships crossed the orbit of Neptune and slowly approached the inner solar system. From their perspective, Earth looked vulnerable. Humanity had only a small defensive fleet and outdated orbital weapons, exactly what the aliens expected. But hidden between the planets, the silent net was waiting. Hours passed. The alien ships finally entered the zone that engineers had calculated years earlier. Every device in the network silently powered up. In the command center, a large countdown appeared on the main screen. Activation in 60 seconds. Scientists and officers watched the numbers fall. If the system failed, the alien fleet would reach Earth within days. But if it worked, the invaders would suddenly find themselves inside something they could not escape. 30 seconds. General Keller took a slow breath. This moment had been planned for nearly a decade. 10 seconds. Across the outer solar system, thousands of satellites aligned their emitters toward the same region of space. 5 seconds. The alien armada continued moving forward, completely unaware of what was about to happen. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. 1. And suddenly space itself twisted. Invisible gravitational waves erupted between the satellites, bending the paths of the alien ships. Navigation systems across the armada began to fail as they're predicted. Trajectories collapsed. Inside the command center, alarms from alien transmissions filled the monitors. General Keller finally allowed himself a small smile. The trap had just begun. If you want to discover what happens when the alien armada realizes they are caught inside humanity's trap, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, because the next chapter reveals the moment the invaders understand. They are no longer the hunters. The alien armada realized something was wrong almost immediately. Across hundreds of ships, navigation systems began to display impossible readings. Their flight paths suddenly bent in directions that no thrusters had commanded. Massive warships that had moved with perfect precision, moments before now drifted slightly out of formation. At first, the alien commanders believed it was a malfunction. Their engineers rushed to recalibrate the guidance systems, checking sensors and gravitational scanners. But the data only became more confusing. Space itself seemed to be shifting around them. Invisible currents pulled at their vessels like tides in an unseen ocean. Ships attempted to correct their course, but every adjustment pushed them deeper into the distortion field. Inside the hidden command facility on Earth, scientists watched the results in stunned silence. The projection of the alien fleet now showed dozens of vessels, drifting away from their original path. The silent net was working. General Keller leaned forward over the tactical display. "Phase 2, he said. Immediately, another layer of satellites activated. These devices did not generate distortion strong enough to destroy ships, but they could subtly alter the gravity around them. For the alien fleet, the effect was terrifying. Their ships could no longer calculate stable trajectories. The deeper they moved into the solar system, the stronger the distortions became. Navigation computers tried thousands of solutions every second, but each one failed moments later. The fleet that had once moved like a perfect machine now looked confused and unstable. One alien cruiser attempted to escape. By accelerating away from the gravitational zone, its engines roared to full power as it turned toward deep space. But the silent net anticipated that move. As the ship reached the outer boundary of the trap, several satellites shifted their emitters and bent its trajectory again. The cruiser suddenly found itself curving back toward the center of the distortion field. In the command center, a technician whispered, "They cannot find the exit." General Keller nodded slowly. Because there isn't one. The trap had not been designed as a cage with walls. Instead, it created a constantly shifting maze of gravitational currents. Any ship trying to escape would unknowingly be redirected deeper into the network. From the alien perspective, the laws of physics themselves seemed to be betraying them. Meanwhile, Earth remained far beyond their reach. Suddenly, new signals appeared on the monitoring screens. The alien fleet had begun transmitting across multiple frequencies. Their messages were rapid and urgent. They were coordinating. Marina studied the signal patterns. "They are trying to map the distortions," she said. "If they understand the structure of the field, they might find a stable path." General Keller considered that for a moment, then increased the variability. Within seconds, the satellites began adjusting their gravitational output. The entire distortion field shifted like a living organism. On the display, the alien ships changed direction again, their calculations collapsing as the map of space around them transformed. The fleet had entered the solar system expecting an easy conquest. Instead, they had fallen into a battlefield, designed years before they even knew humanity existed. But deep inside the Alien Armada, one vessel remained perfectly still. Unlike the others, it was not attempting to escape. It was studying the trap. Back on Earth, the sensors finally noticed the motionless ship. Marina zoomed in on the image and felt a chill run down her spine. General Keller looked at the screen and spoke quietly. "That one is different." The alien commanders might be confused, but someone in their fleet had just realized what humans had done. If you are enjoying this story and want to see how humanity's trap turns into a full battle against the Alien Armada, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because the final chapter reveals the moment the aliens decide to fight back. The strange alien ship remained completely still while the rest of the Armada struggled inside the gravitational maze. On the screens inside the human command center, it looked almost calm, while hundreds of vessels drifted and corrected their paths in confusion. That single ship simply observed. Its sensors pulsed again and again, sending narrow beams through the distortion field. Marina stared at the data and felt uneasy. "It is studying the network," she said quietly. General Keller nodded. That ship was clearly different from the others. Its movements were slow and deliberate, like a predator thinking before making a move. Minutes later, the alien vessel finally changed position. It rotated slowly and began to move forward. But instead of fighting the gravitational currents like the other ships, it allowed the distortions to guide it. The ship adjusted its engines only slightly, drifting along the invisible waves created by the silent net. In the control room, several scientists exchanged worried looks. "It is learning the pattern," one technician whispered. The ship continued gliding through space, riding the distortions like a surfer on ocean currents. For the first time since the trap activated, an alien vessel was moving through the field without losing control. Marina quickly ran new simulations. If it maps enough of the distortions, it might discover how to guide the entire fleet, she said. General Keller remained calm, but his eyes sharpened. "Then we end this before it happens." He turned toward the communications console. "Prepare the final phase." For years, the silent net had been built as more than just a trap. Hidden among the satellites were several devices that had never been tested before. They were experimental gravitational amplifiers designed for one purpose: collapse. When activated together, they could create a massive surge in the distortion field. The wave would not destroy ships directly, but it would force them into unstable trajectories that their navigation systems could not recover from. In simple terms, the fleet would be scattered across deep space. The countdown began again. 30 seconds. Across the solar system, the amplifiers powered up. The alien fleet continued to struggle inside the shifting maze. Unaware of what was about to happen, the strange alien ship suddenly accelerated. It seemed to sense the change building in the field. 20 seconds. Sensors detected a surge of energy from the alien vessel. It was preparing some kind of countermeasure. 10 seconds. General Keller watched the screen without blinking. 5 seconds. The alien ship fired a pulse of unknown energy into the distortion field, trying to stabilize a corridor for the fleet. But it was too late. Activation. A powerful gravitational wave surged through the Silent net. The distortions multiplied and twisted violently. Hundreds of alien ships lost all navigational stability at once. The Armada scattered. Some vessels were thrown outward toward deep space. Others spun into long, unstable orbits far beyond the inner planets. Their once perfect formation vanished in seconds. The strange alien ship tried to hold its position, but the wave caught it as well. The vessel drifted rapidly away from the center of the network, disappearing toward the dark outer edge of the solar system. Inside the command center, the screen slowly filled with new trajectories. The alien armada was no longer a fleet. It was debris scattered across millions of kilometers. Humanity had won the battle without firing a single weapon. General Keller finally leaned back in his chair. They expected fear, he said quietly. Instead, they found a trap. Far above Earth, the stars continued to shine as if nothing had happened. But somewhere in the darkness, the surviving alien ships were already sending reports back across the galaxy. And the message would be clear. Humans were not easy prey. If you enjoyed this story and want more epic space battles and mysterious alien encounters, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because many more incredible stories are coming soon.